All right, here goes. It's finally eyeshadow palette decluttering time. I haven't actually counted how many I've got, so let me just do that. So I have 48 palettes here. That's a lot, but not as many as much as some people have. So here we are. I'm going to start at this end. Now these ones that are open are my BH Travel Series palettes, and also Blueberry Muffin and Avocado Toast. Now this one, Lost in Los Angeles, I rarely use it, but it's my only true pastel palette. So it gets to stay for that reason, and that's one of the best whites I've ever known. So even though it's not very widely used, I still need it for contrast shading at times. Blueberry Muffin is one of my all-time favorite palettes and is definitely not going. You can see the use that it's had. This shade here, called Yummy, is one of the yummiest shades I've ever seen. This navy blue shimmer is totally unique, called Stud Muffin. The black is extraordinary. It has deep blue shimmer particles in it. Now this one here I very rarely use, Treat. It's grey, but I use nearly all the rest, and the quality, even now after all these years, is so good. And same again with Avocado Toast. You can see my most used shade is Over Easy. It is a beautiful yellow and it blends out so nicely. This one here, Avocado, I love that. I love Extra, just to swipe over the outer lid, and green juice on the inner part. Hass is got a bit of shift in it. It's just stunning, look at that. It's like my nails actually. So it's a gold green, and it's just amazing, amazing quality even after all these years. These two here have some similarities. This is the Chillin' in Chicago, which is quite an old palette, and Hanging in Hawaii. Now, they're a really beautiful neutral to warm leaning palettes, and some of the browns have similar tones, but then you've got this shade here, right? That's not replicated over here, they're pinker. That's more of a verging on, you know, rose to burgundy. And these brown shimmers are amazing. And I really love this one here, a River Walk. These two go really beautifully together. This one here, it's funny, I don't use it a hell of a lot. I don't think the quality of this palette is as good as some of their others. This palette is exactly the same. No, this one is exactly the same as Amori in Amalfi, if you have that one, exactly the same. I gave that one to my daughter because I like the quality of this one better than that. So I will put that in the maybe pile because it's not one that I use very much. Okay, it's staying open because it's in the maybe pile. Now, I'm so close to finishing a number of shades in Smitten in Switzerland. This is a truly wonderful neutral to cool leaning palette. This row here is exceptional. There's just nothing else like that. I just don't ever see that anymore. And as you can see, I've hit pan, very big pan here, and I'm close to hitting pan in a number of other shades. So it's staying because I may even get to finish some more shades in the next year or so. This is possibly the greatest purple blue palette I've ever known, and it is the BH Passion in Paris, and it has wearable reds as well on this bottom row. I've used this shade on brides and you can see there's a lot of dips in the pans as well. A very nice navy matte, which is, you know, pretty unique. So it gets to stay. So I'm potentially decluttering that one. I don't know yet. I'll see how I feel. Okay, this is another BH palette from their Sweet Shop series, I think it was called. This is Orange Sorbet. I've thought about decluttering this before, I know, but I just cannot get past these tones, these shimmers. The pans are incredibly huge, and I may never finish this palette, but I just can't. There's just, look at that. They're just amazing. So pretty. And this one here, right? It's just beautiful. And the quality of them, as you can see, is still brilliant. So, all right, it gets to stay again. I've worn it maybe once this year. Anyway, I'm a sucker. All right, so here is Ms. Claus, the lit list. As you can see, I've already depotted the shades that I want. And these others I do not wish to keep. So that is definitely being decluttered. This palette here, as you can see, has already been massacred. This is the Go-To Beauty Fogo palette. It's really lovely warm tones, but it's obviously going because I've got out what I wanted and now I don't need it anymore. Now, quick reference, these are the Birthstone palettes from BH. They are a collection from January to December. I will definitely not be decluttering those. Moving on. This is it my oldest palette? It might be. The Inoxa Nude Eyeshadow palette. It's just terrific. But it's old, and you can see I've got a lot of pan here. I'm almost hitting pan here and here and here. It's so old, and I've really only kept it for content. I mean, sometimes I wear it on the daily, but not usually. I think I might actually let it go now, because if I want to buy it again, I can. They're still available. So it's being decluttered. One of the best purchases I made this year, without a doubt, is the Cosmic Brushes or Cosmic Beauty Neutrals palette. I mean, look at that. It is stunning. It does have some similarities to this beautiful Moira palette that one of you gave me. I have to say, there are some tones that are similar, but this one here, this duochrome, multi-chrome here, oh my goodness. Every time I wear it, somebody asks me, what is on your eyes? And you can see I've got big dips in here, in here, in here. This one, I really, really enjoy this palette, and I highly recommend it to you if you want a neutral palette with a twist. Okay, it is an indie brand out of the UK. You will have to pay shipping, etc. But it wasn't really expensive for the amount of shades that you get, and the quality of them is brilliant. This I bought for traveling, this little L'Oreal La Petite palette. I love it. It's really good quality. There's satin mattes and shimmers in there, and it's great for traveling, very sturdy. My Mellow palette I love. Definitely not getting rid of that. This is brand new. I've already used this 3 times. It's actually a face palette, but it has 4 eyeshadows in it, and they're very nice. I wouldn't say the shimmers are super duper, but you can bet I'll be traveling with that one. The L'Oreal Emotions Nude Eye and Cheek palette, I do admit I mostly wear this as a face palette, but I have worn it as eyeshadow, particularly this shade here I really enjoy as an eyeshadow, and that one. So it's staying because, you know, it's kind of multi-purpose. Here are my Star Wars palettes. They are a collection. These are the ones I actually wear. I will not be getting rid of any of those because I am a Star Wars fanatic. This is my only Odin's Eye palette, the Dandy, and this was gifted to me by Samantha, but I just don't wear it, and now I get why she wanted to declutter it. I did take out the shade Precious because I still like that one. I just can't wear those. How do you wear those tones together? And it's starting to break up. You can see that it's crumbling. So I'm going to actually declutter that, which is kind of sad because it's the only Odin's Eye that I own. But anyway, The Colourpop Rudolph palette, I've been wearing this a lot lately. As you can see, it's highly themed and it's not going anywhere. This is possibly the best palette I've bought this year, and thank you to the subscriber that recommended it to me. I absolutely love it. It's going to be a tough battle between the Natasha Denona, the neutrals, and this palette as for which palette is my best purchase of the year. Let's move on to Natasha. Right, the I Need a Warm palette. I haven't worn this as much as I thought I would. I know, you're shocked, aren't you? It's amazing. I mean, look, seriously. I'm going to hold that up against the Hanging in Hawaii and see. Just flip that around for a moment. See, there's far more variations in tone here. This goes lighter. No, they're quite different actually. All right, I thought they were more similar than that. Righto, well, I'm definitely not decluttering Natasha Denona. I'm definitely not. This is not this year's purchase, but it is a purchase that I made in the last 12 months. And look how much use I've had of this. This is the I Need a Nude. Hard to get, but amazing if you want a neutral leaning palette that has a bit of something else. There are a lot of light shades in here, but it suits me very well. So that one is great and I love it a lot. Obviously not getting rid of Yucca, you know how much I love that. I'm not getting rid of this, even though I only really wear this one in winter, and you can see why. But this shade here, oh, it's messy, is stunning, absolutely stunning. And these are the types of purples that I like to wear. The Glam palette, when this one is gone, I will be buying a new one. You can be sure of that. It is it the best Natasha Denona palette ever? I ask myself this question when I'm coming around to ranking time. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Does it go past I Need a Nude? Yep, I don't know. Okay, so here are the two that if I was decluttering anything, these are the ones. This is the Love palette and the Zendo. Now there are shades in both that I just don't wear, like Heart. I don't wear Heart. I very rarely wear Vigor. They're actually quite similar. I think I'd wear Vigor before I'd wear Heart because this has an orange undertone and this one doesn't. Do I have another pink purple palette? I'm going to keep Love. And I'm going to use a few more shades in Zendo. I'll give it another year. And then if I'm still not reaching for it that much, I think I might give that one away. Clean it up and give it away. All right, Anastasia Beverly Hills Subculture, controversial. You can see I've depotted the shades that I want. It's massacred, it's a mess, it's dried out, it's joining the decluttering pile right now. Now this is a Moira palette called the Sweetest Thing. I've had some fun with this palette, but you can see it's just gotten really messed up. I really love the shade Fresh. I love Blessed. I never wear All. I tried, but it's just not right for me. And Love Is All, you can see, is breaking up. It's very, very red. And I actually find red pigments irritating these days. There are some nice tones here that I like, but if I want to wear those sorts of tones, I'm going to pull out my Yucca palette because the quality is better. That's not to say there's anything wrong with the quality of Moira. They're great, but you can see they're tiny pans. I've nearly hit pan on Fresh. I've nearly hit pan on First. And this is going into the maybe decluttered pile over here with Hanging in Hawaii. All right, this was gifted to me recently or this year, and I absolutely love it. You can see I've got lots of use out of it, and I will continue to do so. So, a beautiful Moira palette, time to shine. Okay, my one and only Pat McGrath palette, which I did buy this year. I stumped up the money and bought Mothership. What is it? Mothership 2. I really love it. I don't wear it enough, but the tones in here are superb. The quality is superb, and I honestly, it's not the sort of thing you can travel with because it's very, very heavy and clunky, but I need to get more wear out of it, and I intend to do that. This giant one here is the Made by Mitchell Feet on the Ground. The quality of this is sensational, and you can see I have used some shades quite a lot. I'm rather surprised by how much I love this shade down here. I don't think I've ever worn that one. I've worn these a few times, as you could imagine, because they're neutrals. The pans are huge. They're huge. I'm going to put this was also gifted to me by Samantha. I'm going to put this into the maybe pile. So definitely decluttering 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 48, wasn't it? And I've got 3 in the maybe pile. I'm going to keep hanging in Hawaii. It can stay. I'm going to declutter the Moira Sweetest Thing palette. I've had some fun with this, and I do recommend this formula, but I just don't wear that sort of pink. And the palette of 2 halves is a little bit weird, isn't it? Because it really is a palette of it should be 2 palettes. Like that should be a palette there, and that should be a palette there, and add the shimmers over here as well. Yeah, it's a bit strange. Okay, because you can't mix that's just not an option, is it? All right, it's going to get decluttered. What am I going to do with this one? Should I depot it? Take the shades out that I like. I like that one too. Righto, and I haven't got any other, even the orange sorbet doesn't have an orange like that. See there, that one's more muted than that one. The mattes are here. It's different. And orange looks really good on me. I think I'm going to depot some pans out of this. I won't film that because I've already done a depotting video. But I will update you as to which shades I've kept. And I have got another palette to put them into. Hopefully these are magnetised. And then I will declutter the rest. All right, so I'm going to add that to the decluttering pile because it will be decluttered. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to go out of 48. I just had to check my maths, and I now have 41 palettes, which is significantly less than I've had in the last 3 years. So that's interesting. I mean, I've bought a lot less makeup generally this year, and I've only bought very select palettes. So I will be following up now with the best palette of 2024. Okay, thank you so much for watching. I know you've been waiting a while for this one, and I appreciate your patience. So have a good day. I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.